All right, we've got our top 5 49ers rookies of training camp so far. And we'll do this as a San Francisco City Walk, starting here at Dolores Park. Each of these rookies is going to be talked about at a different spot of the city as I make my way through here, following the end of the second block of 49ers training camp. So it's Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday's a day off. Third block starts on Friday and is going to run through Sunday. We got an honorable mention to start the list as we count down. So technically, I'm going to be talking about 6 rookies, but Tariq Owens, Tariq Owens' son, he's earned honorable mention. He had a rough first week or so, was dropping a lot of passes, but based on what I understand, his dad had a similar issue back when he first began with the 49ers. A lot of drops, and then he figured it out. I still do remember that game against the Packers in the postseason where Tariq Owens dropped 4 passes before catching that one from Steve Young, the catch 2, as they now call it, to win that football game against Green Bay. So anyway, you've got Tariq Owens, who struggled early in camp with a lot of drops, but yesterday, on Tuesday, seemed like he flipped the switch, caught a couple bombs, and that second bomb that he caught was actually in team drills. So Tariq Owens, impressive, runs a lot like his dad as well. He's going to be my honorable mention for the 49ers to get this list kicked off. Tariq Owens is realistically a practice squad candidate for the 49ers, and even for that, it'll be an uphill climb for him. Fitting that I'm on my own uphill climb right now, up Liberty Hill. Just wait till this next view and wait till this next player as we formally begin the top 5 rookies. Cody Schrader, the running back out of Missouri, the SEC's leading running back last season. I cannot wait for preseason games because Cody Schrader is a guy that is hard to tackle. The 49ers are not tackling to the ground yet at this point of the preseason or training camp. That doesn't happen until those preseason games. I do think that is going to be Cody Schrader's time to shine. Before we move on to number 4, there's a look across the Twin Peaks, real Cloud City vibes in San Francisco today. Got to step a little bit further back. You find some of the hidden residential areas of this city, and you're treated to some really nice views. Number 4, we're moving to the defensive side of the ball. Renardo Green, 49ers cornerback, their second-round pick. He's been impressive. I mean, you look at Renardo Green and you say, the guy may be a little too slight of frame. He needs to pack on a little bit more weight. He might get tossed around a little bit by the bigger, stronger NFL receivers. But he's gone toe-to-toe now twice with Jauan Jennings, who might be the 49ers' strongest wideout, outside of Deebo Samuel. And we know Deebo Samuel's really strong from a bulldog standpoint, yards after the catch, but Jennings has got a little bit more length, and you would think that a cornerback who is a little slight of frame might struggle against Jauan Jennings and his ability to extend his arms and create separation. But Renardo Green has been right there with Jauan, including on a play that we saw in the red zone in this second block of practices where Renardo Green issued a very physical pass breakup. So they've been working Renardo Green both inside and outside, slot cornerback first, then they've developed him as an outside cornerback, and I do think that even in a crowded secondary room, he is making a case to play significant snaps at some point in this 2024 season. We climb higher and higher, and number 3 on our list is Ricky Pearsall. Now, Ricky, he's ascending. I think that if we check in on this in 3 days, he might be up to number 2, but he missed the first week or so of 49ers training camp with a hamstring strain that he suffered away from the facility. But he's back now, and boy, is he separating. Ricky Pearsall, we knew through the college tape that he could separate against smaller, weaker defensive backs, but so far, he's answered the separation question at the NFL level very well. In fact, at Wednesday's practice, we saw Ricky Pearsall do it in the red zone, which I think is doubly impressive because there's less room in the end zone. And Brock Purdy found Ricky Pearsall for the touchdown pass. Brandon Ayuk is not out there yet. The 49ers obviously have Deebo Samuel, who's playing well. He's not a rookie, but Ricky Pearsall gives this team that man coverage separation ability that I think is so important for the offense. You can see the fog blanketing Noe Valley in San Francisco here late on this Wednesday afternoon. As we move toward dusk, well, it's going to be hard to blanket Ricky Pearsall in the same way. Moving on to number 2. This is the Forest Hill subway station, the oldest subway station in the city of San Francisco. You might remember this from Dirty Harry, the Clint Eastwood movie. There's a famous chase scene that takes place in this subway station. Anyway, number 2 is Malik Mustapha. The rookie safety has popped off the tape so far this training camp. Today, he was in on a blitz, so he was so explosive coming through the line of scrimmage, and it was definitely a would-be sack. You can't register official sacks in training camp because quarterbacks can't be touched, but if this was a live play, then Malik Mustapha would have had a sack to his name. This is a guy who's 4.49 speed. He's a ball of muscle. He's built like a mini linebacker, even though he technically played the safety position. First day of camp, we saw him log an interception coming over the top against Josh Dobbs. Second day of camp, he almost notched another interception. I think the 49ers are able to involve Malik Mustapha as a third safety at some point this season. What we've seen from him so far, the maturity, the physical readiness, the versatility. I mean, we've seen blitzing plays and we've seen plays in coverage, and I think there were some questions about his instincts in coverage because he didn't do quite as much of that at Wake Forest. But what we've seen so far, albeit on the second team for the 49ers through a couple of practices, has indeed been impressive. So Malik Mustapha. So I made it under Twin Peaks to West Portal. Just wait till you see how foggy it is here before we get to dinner. But it's time for number 1. The most impressive rookie so far of 49ers training camp, I think, has easily been the offensive lineman out of Kansas, Dominic Puni. He's on track to be the rookie that sees the most playing time for the 49ers this season. He's currently taking first team reps for San Francisco at that right guard position. Now, the Spencer Burford injury also obviously helped that happen. You look at the fact that John Feliciano also isn't available. That's another thing that's helped that happen. But Dominic Puni, to me, is looking to be ready for the challenge. Told you that the fog on this side of Twin Peaks is the real deal. It's foggest in San Francisco. Actually, tomorrow, July 31st. This is our final video of July, so I think it's fitting that we've taken the subway into foggest. The West Portal's right there. It's the west portal of the Twin Peaks tunnel. So you shoot through that tunnel to head to downtown and to areas that are not as foggy as this right here. Anyway, I'm gonna walk by Submarine Center, epic 49ers sandwich shop, as we finish talking about Dominic Puni. He did not give up a single sack over the course of his 2 seasons at Kansas after he transferred from Central Missouri. For the first time, San Francisco has drafted a lineman high in the 3rd round who has been a better pass protector than run blocker on his resume. And I think that goes to show you the importance of protecting Brock Purdy. If Puni can secure the right guard spot, the 49ers can alleviate what was their biggest weakness last season. And I think that'd be fitting for the top rookie so far in training camp to be the guy that plugs into that much needed role in front of Brock Purdy.